Hello everyone, welcome back to another video from Conan Exile. My name is Hossein, but you can call me Dark Cat. In this video I'm gonna talk about the new changes in the chapter 2 update, that they gonna remove the legendary boxes from the world bosses around the map and add these bosses at the end of the dungeon. So I'm gonna talk about the good thing and bad things about this new feature in the game. You can see there was a box here and it's not here anymore. So I think this change is pretty good, because as you can see, a simple example, like I'm starting the video off, it's gonna be here we have a tiger boss and here we have a elephant boss. So when you're killing, like before update, when you're killing these two bosses, you get 2 keys, and with these 2 keys you can only open 1 legendary box. So, and that boxes are mostly farmed and they have a really high timer on them. So when you're opening the boxes, you need to wait for the next 45 minutes or 1 hour to be able to open the next key. So doing this feature and doing this update gonna help the people to don't have full boxes of keys in their base laying around and they cannot get the legendary boxes. And they also buffed the loot of the boxes in the dungeon and stuff. So we're gonna start with the Dregs dungeon and we're gonna see where did they put the new boxes and what happened. So we are at the end of the Dregs dungeon. You know, it's the basic dungeon in the Conan Exile with the really easy boss to kill. So we're gonna see it's really easy to do this dungeon. It's a boss with around, I don't know, 3 to 4 HP, and there is acid down here. You don't fall in the acid because you're gonna get damaged. First you need to kill the boss, and when the boss is dead, you're gonna go down into the pool, and you can see that there is boxes around the pool that you can open with the legendary keys that I have in my inventory. You can see there is 3 legendary box in the Dregs dungeon, nothing more. And you have here the recipe for the abyssal weapons and arrows. So here you have 3 legendary box at the end of the Dregs dungeon. That's gonna be super OP and good to open and get free legendary weapons. I hope they also make like different loot things beside this legendary weapon. For example, the people can get different stuff from this chest that can be pretty good. So let's see if they're gonna do that also, or it's just gonna be legendary boxes. So we're gonna go to the next dungeon that I'm gonna take help from the dungeon delver. You can see the next gonna be the midnight dungeon. Let's go to the midnight dungeon and see how many chests we're gonna see there. So we are at the end of the midnight dungeon. You can see that everything is the same, but at the end of dungeon you can see they put another 3 box that I can open. I got a dagger and got another dagger and I got a spear. So it's giving me nothing else than the legendary. So this change is basically for getting more legendary weapons in the new update. That's gonna helping people from not farming and crafting and any other normal weapons. The legendary weapons gonna be pretty basic, and the dungeons like Warmaker, the dungeons like Conan dungeon, they gonna be more hotspots. So this can help the PvP to find more people inside this dungeon to farm legendary weapons. That's gonna help the PvP and the population of the game to find more fun in the game. For example, I can get any legendary weapon in this stage of the game anywhere on the map by just kill the boss and open the box. But like this you cannot get that boxes anymore. So you need to do the dungeons to get the legendary weapons. Like at the end of the Warmaker you're gonna have 6 weapons. As you can see, there is a new like boss also in the Warmaker dungeon. You can see it's like a vampire guy. When you kill it, it's gonna gives you some legendary weapons, and it's gonna be like disease dagger is kinda good, and drops you 1 fragments of power. And when you kill this, it's gonna gives you demon blood and powder of corruption for making skeletons for yourself. So let's see if the dungeons, if this boss gonna drop me something new in here, because I don't think there's gonna be any chest here. Yeah, that's correct, there is no chest here. And when we kill this boss, it's gonna drop us again the same weapons and the statues. So nothing changed out of this, but they just added new bosses also in the Warmaker dungeon. The Yeti that we didn't had it before, now we have a Yeti in the Warmaker dungeon. That's gonna be super interesting to see. So you can see on the green boss you also have a new 3 skull boss that it makes it a little bit harder to farm the Warmaker, because you're gonna have 6 bucks at the end of this dungeon. You can see I got 15 land score out of this boss, and a scorpion helmet that gives consecutive damage and follower damage. Decent, not really good, not really bad. So they added new bosses on the dungeon also to make it harder, because the Warmaker dungeon was pretty easy. Killing these 1 skull bosses is not really hard. With this new axes, you don't even need a troll. You can just come here and kill this boss. You can see this Mordulun, the best spear, the best strength spear on the game. So people didn't need to farm this dungeon so much before update, because you only do this once and you get the master weapon fittings and bulkhead recipe. That's only one time forever. You get this, then you don't need to do this anymore. But in like recent update, maybe people doing it for getting Mordulun and for getting the legendary weapons out of this purple boss and the green boss, but no one doing it full dungeon. No one farming this red dungeon. Like this buff that this red buff drop is useless. Like no one getting this book for buffing himself, because it's just useless. For example, this buff give me 15% strain weapon damage. It is good when I'm using it, but it's not gonna be a thing that I'm gonna farm it over and over, if you understand me. So now we are going at the end of the Warmaker dungeon. That you can see this like holes didn't change anything so much. It is what it is. It was before, but here you can see they changed the Yeti. You can here hit the ice and you can destroy the ice, so you can go inside. So this is the new boss. You can see it's a Yeti with around 8000 HP. When you kill it, it's gonna gives you like any other world bosses in the map that I forgot to mention. They gonna drop you hardened steel weapons, and they gonna drop these leathers, this hardened steel bar, steel fire, and obsidian bar. Some good stuff, better than before. So when you farm this, it's still gonna gives you 1 skeleton key, as you can see. And here you can see there is 2 boxes, but no legendary box. You can see it's giving you very good stuff like steel reinforce, 11 obsidian compost. They actually buffed the loot boxes pretty good in the dungeons. That's what I need, because I would never farm iron bar in the dungeons. For example, why I need 2 iron bar in a dungeon? So they put in good, like better stuff than before. So now let's kill the Warmaker boss. You can see it's still giving the same, so no loot on, like no new loot on the boss. But look at this here. You can see there is 6 legendary box in the Warmaker. There is 3 over here. I got an axe, I got a sword, and I got the axe again. I'm gonna learn the recipe, and you can see there is 3 more over here. A dagger. This is the best agility sword that I really like it, and I'm gonna get another dagger over here. So this was actually the pretty good update from Conan Exile that they're gonna add in chapter 2. I really liked the new looting and legendary. That's gonna make the PvP much more focused on some hotspots like Warmaker and any other dungeon that people wants to go open the legendary boxes, and they're gonna get caught and PvP gonna happen there. That's really really nice. But I want to also know your opinion about this change, guys. What do you think when you kill a world boss and there is no box there to open the legendary, that you need to go to hotspots to open it and risk all your loot? So thank you guys for watching. Wait for more content from new chapter updates. I will see you all in the next video.